which means arrivals only. What that means in layman terms,
okay, now we're in
flights landing,
Elephant.
but at a slower rate. Again, flights are indeed landing.
And we
Now,
all
the
know
delay
about
is due
Elephant.
to the
Most video
cleaning of
games
an
are
FAA
cartoons.
facility, as Jeremy mentioned.
Pretty
The
nice.
3 positive tests in the last week or so of folks that are part
seen
of
them
the
at
air
lifetimes.
traffic control
They'll
group
run away.
here at the airport. The need to clean that facility is the reason that these delays have been happening. Again, the 3 positive tests basically in the last 7 to 8 days. Now, they will clean that facility tomorrow. In the meantime, those folks who really are responsible for making sure planes take off and land safely have been moved to an alternate location. But again, if you're expecting a flight to land here at the airport, it may be delayed. Again, we have also seen some flights that have been circling the airport, trying to kind of wait out their turn, if you will. In checking with Emily Williams here at Denver International Airport, she does remind folks that you are leaving the airport, I should say, if your flight is leaving the airport, as always, be sure to check with your airline. But again, we are seeing plenty of activity. Jeremy here on the tarmac behind us, both flights getting ready to depart and flights that have just landed. But again, a lot of folks probably in for a bit of a delay on both ends. Live here at Denver International Airport, Greg Nieto, Fox 31.
Yeah, Greg, there is a ripple just 2 minutes ago. I FaceTimed with a passenger trying to get back to DIA. Brian Succi, he's a student at Montana State, stranded at the airport in Bozeman. He had to get off the plane while they wait for things here in Denver. He says all the COVID travel prep in the world doesn't quite prepare you for something like this.
Yeah, this is definitely not something that I was expecting. It's interesting that has a rippling impact to this kind of level. When we're already put on the plane once and then we're tossed back off the plane and just kind of hanging around the airport as everybody else comes through, and now we're interacting with a lot more people.
He has not been given an update on his arrival time, but we'll keep you posted as we learn more about what's going on.
I need another barrel.
We also have some breaking news here at 5 from Aurora. Police want you to keep an eye out for a missing 10-year-old. They say Kyrie functions at a 5-year-old level and is considered at risk. He was last seen around 11 o'clock this morning near 1900 Baylor Street. Kyrie is 5 feet tall, 75 pounds, and was wearing a black puffy coat, red pants, and gray shoes. He might also have a red suitcase and a basketball with him. If you see him, please contact 911. Turning now to your pinpoint weather. Gusty winds today, so strong in the eastern plains. The wind knocked over this truck and a U-Haul trailer along I-70 heading westbound near Lyman.
And we sent out the pinpoint weather beast to track conditions. We found snow up Cold Creek Canyon in Jefferson County, just outside Arvada, just a short time ago. And a look at the Eisenhower Tunnel at the Continental Divide. You can see some slick pavement right there and lots of snow. Meteorologist Matt Macon is joining us now, tracking this on-again, off-again snow pattern. Matt?
And that'll be it. Hit and snowfall for the next several hours, well into your late Wednesday. Temperatures and wind, the bigger story. Right now, seeing some patches of clear sky up to the north. Around Denver, cloudier. We certainly have heavier snowfall in the foothills and the mountain locations, as well as southern Colorado. A little bit of rain for the southeastern part of the state as well.
I remember this one. You have to throw the bugs right before his mouth is opening.
Persistent snow bands around Jefferson County, down into Douglas County, northern El Paso County, southeastern Colorado, the continuous snowfall. And the same theme for tomorrow will apply. Infamous areas of snowfall. Wind shown to you now, warmest colors of the map covering the eastern half of the state, including Denver. Wind will be an issue again tomorrow, meaning the wind chill will be quite significant. This is what the air will feel like over the next 12 hours as we gradually cool off to around 11 degrees first thing in the morning. That's for Denver. Going to be a wind chilly day tomorrow. We'll pinpoint those totals at pinpoint weather.
One other weather note here tomorrow. Denver City Run testing sites
kind of creep me out
due to the weather and cold temperatures. That includes Denver Human Services East, Green Valley Ranch Pool, Papa Sanchez Park, and Ruby Hill Park.
Today, the country's top doctor in the fight on the COVID-19 battle spoke to the people of Colorado, saying the darkest days of COVID-19 are still ahead, unless more is done to mitigate the disease.
Yeah, Dr. Anthony Fauci added that bars and restaurants can be huge COVID hotspots and need restricted. Vicente Arena is covering that story for us from the state capitol tonight. Vicente.
Yeah, Jeremy, Dr. Fauci getting straight to the point.
I'm supposed to do it further away.
The spread of COVID-19, the state could face possible lockdowns.
There we go.
In a virtual news conference, Governor Jared Polis, infected with COVID-19 himself, appeared next to the country's top doctor on infectious diseases, Dr. Anthony Fauci. The governor said more Coloradans are infected with the coronavirus than ever before.
Every time we interact with others, at the grocery store, walking your dog, you should make the assumption that that person could be contagious with coronavirus because there's a 1 in 41 chance they are.
With COVID infections on the fast track here, Dr. Fauci said a purple status stay-at-home order may not be out of the question, but that decision would be up to the state.
It may come to lockdown. I think if you start to see overrunning of your hospitals and your healthcare systems, I can assure you that there will be serious consideration for lockdown.
Dr. Fauci said among the primary methods of transmission in Colorado was the lack of mask use, social distancing, large gatherings, and travel. Fauci also said restaurants and bars without restrictions are places where the virus spreads rapidly.
It's clear when you do tracing about where you get these kinds of outbreaks. It's bars, indoor seating at restaurants, particularly at full capacity.
Colorado restaurant and bar owners argued they went to great lengths to keep their establishments safely open. The Colorado Restaurant Association says restaurants are not the main culprit in spreading the virus, yet they're still being further restricted. Shutting them down is pushing people into private settings, which is where we're seeing the majority of the spread.
I mean, seriously, was this like the second time I had to do like another Donkey Kong battle where I died from a boss twice? Or maybe more than once.
Sounds like we're having some trouble there with Vicente Arena's audio. We'll get back to him in just a moment. But meanwhile, we do have some breaking news to get to in just the last few minutes. This will impact a lot of parents and students. We learned that Cherry Creek schools will continue remote learning through the rest of the semester. Much more details posted right now on KDVR.com. Meanwhile, looking at the COVID situation nationwide,
like I said,
today the chief scientist advisor for Operation Warp Speed said everyone in the United States could be vaccinated by June. Dr. Anthony Fauci offered some of his timeline predictions on that call with Governor Polis as well. Problem solver Kim Posey is in Aurora to tell us what to expect here. Kim.
Now, here at UC
Alright, after
Health,
this, I'm probably going to play a different game.
One of those vaccine trials, and doctors here agree with Dr. Fauci that some average Coloradans could start getting vaccinated around the spring.
We haven't seen in 20.
During the virtual press conference with Governor Polis, Dr. Anthony Fauci said frontline workers and at-risk populations will get the vaccines first, but average Coloradans could start to get vaccinated by mid to late April.
You can expeditiously vaccinate people
just like the
that
first
by the time you get to the mid to the end of the second quarter of 2021, namely May, June, July, August, you very likely could have the majority of the people vaccinated.
If there is good uptake, Fauci says that could give us herd immunity. So how many Coloradans need to get vaccinated to achieve that? Here's Dr. Thomas Campbell, the Chief Clinical Research Officer for
You had to time it perfectly so they won't hit you.
Vaccination or even something slightly lower than that, there are some models that
good, your bonus stage.
May be able to provide us with
find the coin.
Dr. Campbell says people who have had COVID should still get the
How should I know they were going to be there? Oh well, I got checkpoints.
And he expects that we will continue with our masking and social distancing for some time.
So I think
oh boy.
this school year we'll certainly still have those measures in place.
Now, according to the CDC website, there are 5 COVID vaccines in phase 3 trials right now. Coming up at 5:30, I will
exactly
take a
like
look
the
at
same
what
as the
those
barrel's
are,
doing.
how they work, and when they could be available. In Aurora, Kim Posey, Fox 31.
Kim, see you in just a few minutes. The problem solver is digging deeper into Colorado COVID numbers. We found there are 13% fewer ICU beds available now than this time last month, partly the result of some staffing shortages. The more patients enter the hospital system who don't require critical care, the more hospitals are forced to staff from ICU beds, lowering the total critical care capacity. State data shows 31% of hospitals are expecting staff shortages within a week. You can find a full analysis right now in the free Fox 31 News app.
Oh boy,
Colorado lawmakers are rushing to pass stimulus relief to help families in need of housing, businesses struggling to stay open because of the pandemic. 12 bills are likely to make it out so far. Fox 31's Gabrielle Franklin joins us live from the Capitol now. And Gabrielle,
down I go.
Where do lawmakers go from here?
Yeah, Erica, unless something drastically changes, about 12 bills are likely to make it
okay,
out
I better win this one.
to families and local businesses as early as tonight or tomorrow morning. Now, for those measures that don't make it out, they're being considered for the next phase of relief.
It's been very bipartisan. We have been talking about issues that are, impacting Coloradans in every one of the members' districts.
Governor Polis asked the legislature to focus on 7 areas of need as the state deals with COVID-19. From schools to families who need housing and food aid to small businesses
I got the bonus coin.
But some funding measures just won't make it.
Still got like a few minutes left.
Waiters and waitresses and bartenders,
never mind.
Giving them the ability to not pay
Alright, I'm gonna probably end this in like nearly a minute and 30 seconds.
These are the people that are being hurt the hardest.
Probably
These are the folks that are not on unemployment,
with the save game file. Oh, and I'll go ahead and show you the next gameplay.
Along with a dozen other measures. Also on the cutting room floor, a bill to put a check on Governor Polis's power. Incoming House Minority Leader Hugh McKee.
By the way, she's playing a 64 game right there, right where I'm pointing, before the screen changed.
What should close and when? But the House majority wants members to
right there.
the governor in their current capacity.
If you can see here, she's playing the Super Mario 64 game. I hear that music, of course. It's like both of these games came out exactly the same year in 1996. So, yeah. This game is pretty interestingly fun. Some people say this is kind of a weaker sequel than the other two, but this is actually a pretty good game. I find this one pretty acceptably fun, but nonetheless, this is actually not too bad. I'll give it some credit, it's actually pretty fun. But I'll probably play something else now. Glad you enjoyed me play the Donkey Kong Country Free. Dixie's Double Trouble. So like the last Let's Play of Donkey Kong, the first one, I just want a very short one for like 12 minutes and 30 seconds, which is starting right now. I'll see you guys when I might play something that doesn't fall like I just said, DK related. So long for now.